At the time of filming this video, this pair have just won their 7th tournament in a row, with the most recent being the World Championship.
They've done it. 7th title in 7 tournaments played. Now a 35-match winning streak.
So what makes them unbeatable? And what can you learn from their game?
Well, we actually played Zheng Siwei and Huang in their 7th match of this 35-match unbeaten run. And we've also spent over 20 hours analysing their game over the last 2 weeks. So, after doing all of this analysis, we found 5 areas that make them unbeatable. And the good news, you can also adopt these, which could help to make you unbeatable too. So let's get straight into it.
Let's watch some clips of Zheng smashing. Now you might be thinking, he's just winning these points because he has a powerful smash, and I don't have a powerful smash like that. And yeah, he does have a powerful smash, but it's not actually that powerful compared to some other players. The main reason he's hitting an average of 40% more smash winners than his male opponents is because of the placement of these smashes. So let's watch these clips again, but now looking at where the smashes are going. They're all into the right hip of his right-handed opponents, or the left hip of any left-handed opponents.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest places to defend from because it's such an awkward area and you don't know whether to take a backhand or a forehand. So, if we were playing against ourselves, we would aim for this area here in a lot of our smashes. Now, let's see how accurate our smashes actually are. 3 attempts. Every time.
Now, it's easier said than done trying to just start hitting with perfect accuracy in a match. Often you completely forget about your technique. And we actually saw this on our recent first ever Badminton Insight coaching weekend we did, where we used these boards for accuracy practice. So our advice would be to start by hitting at around 75% of your power, but ensuring you have the same technique. And then you can build it up over time to get to a stage where you can hit with 100% power and perfect placement like Zheng.
And it's not just their smash placement that's really good, it's also their drives and shots from the net. So, improving your placement to have more success on your attack is the first piece of actionable advice in this video. But there's also a second reason why Zheng and Huang's attack is so successful. They use a lot of variety so that their opponent doesn't know where the shuttle is going, and this is something you can do too. A great example of this variety is Zheng's unbelievable stop drop. Okay, maybe this shot isn't something everyone can do, but hopefully you get the point that adding variety and having great placement means that your attack can be much more successful. Let's move on to our second reason of why Zheng and Huang are so good.
You might watch some players and think, how do they always look like they're in the right place at the right time? And occasionally the opponent might have just hit straight to them, but most of the time it's because they're reading the game. This is something that Huang Yaqiong is especially good at around the net area. She's so good at watching her opponent's position and making a calculated decision of where to move next. We could show you hundreds of examples of her doing this, but to illustrate our point, you can see here that she's making small, calculated movements depending on what shot Zheng is playing and what her opponents are doing. And then, as soon as she sees a chance, she's moving to where she thinks the shuttle is going before her opponent has even hit it.
Of course, there will be times where she moves the wrong way, but the beauty of having a partner like Zheng is that he's usually covering the other side. But this is only because she's made a clear and obvious move which has sent the signal to Zheng to cover these shots.
Unfortunately, we can't all have a partner like Zheng. Sorry, Greg. But we can all learn to read the game better. It's a skill that you can improve. We won't go through exactly how to do this because we actually already made an entire video on how to read the game, so we'll include a link to that in the description below.
Another reason why Zheng and Huang always look like they're in the right place is because they don't always go for a winning shot straight away. If they're not in a great position, they'll avoid the risk of making a mistake by continually applying pressure and waiting until they're in a really good position to win the rally. This is something Huang does a lot at the net, but it's also applicable in other areas of the court too. Let's compare Zheng's midcourt to one of our subscribers, Dao, who recently sent us in a clip for our subscriber analysis video. Here you can see Dao is below the height of the net, but hitting his mid-court shots hard, trying to play a winner, whereas Zheng is patient and plays controlled shots, waiting for his opportunity, where again he sees what's happening and moves himself into the right position to be able to play a smash winner.
Yeah, so this is our next piece of actionable advice. As well as trying to read the game better, you need to build the rally until you get a really good chance to hit a winner. We often get excited if we have a small chance of finishing the rally and try to play a winner. But this is often the wrong shot choice because you're more likely to make a mistake.
Our third reason why Zheng and Huang are so good might seem simple on the face of it, but it's a huge area where they dominate their opposition, and this is serving, one of the most important areas of mixed doubles.
Firstly, the runs of points they get when they're serving is crazy. One example is in the quarterfinals of the World Championships against the 8th seeds Tan and Lai, where they were 9-8 down and they won 21-9. And what's even crazier is that in 10 out of these 13 points, the rally length was less than 5 shots. And something similar happened against us too. We were 4-love up and then lost a long rally, and in what felt like about 20 seconds, we were 6-4 down, losing every point within the first 4 shots of the rally.
Now for our craziest statistic. They actually had a run of over 6 points, a huge 24 times in their 35-match unbeaten streak. Now you might be thinking, how do they get so many runs of points on their serve? Well, there are 3 reasons, and the first is the amazing quality of their serves. Of course, they push the limits in terms of the legal height of their serve, but also the best serve in the world is when the shuttle almost dips down as soon as it goes over the net, forcing their opponent to play the return in an upwards direction. And this is something Zheng and Huang do extremely well.
The second reason is their consistency. They actually don't vary their serve placement too much, hitting to the tee or body in over 85% of their serves. But although they don't vary their serves much, our research found that they made 65% less mistakes on their serves than their opponents, which is pretty impressive. However, when they do choose to vary their serve more, they both have very good flick serves and drive serves. And because their opponents know this, they always have to be on their toes, as they know that they can play them at any moment. And often they seem to use these serves at crucial points in the match.
And our third reason is the threat their opponents also feel after the serve. And I'm sure we've all played better opponents where we feel like we have to hit the perfect shot every time. And for Zheng and Huang's opponents, they probably feel that if they don't hit a perfect return, then it will definitely be punished. And this generally leads them to make more mistakes, and I'm speaking from personal experience here. But it's not only their serving which is consistent, it's their return of serves too.
Unlike some top pairs, they very rarely hit winning shots on their return of serves. But a positive coming from this is that they very rarely make any mistakes. Of course, if you do a bad serve, they'll be the first to punish you. But in general, they use their returns to tempt people into playing to their strengths. For example, Zheng's most common return is down the middle, either soft or hard, to try and tempt the opposition to hit directly up to him. And Huang's most common return is a soft net shot to engage the female opponent at the net, an area where she's probably the best in the world. Now, how do they do this?
Yes, they're fast out of the blocks to be able to take the return early and play it in a flat or downwards direction, but they also refuse to lift. Unlike a lot of us, they manage to stay calm and play pushes into space on the court or net shots away from their opponents. One simple practice you can do to try and put yourself under this same pressure is to play a match without lifting in the first 4 shots. You'll be amazed at how many times you just default to lifting, whether that's on the return or the 3rd or 4th shot.
Now, before we get on to our 5th and final reason why Zheng and Huang are so good, it's important to mention that it's not just these 5 points that make them good badminton players. They have many other great strengths, such as their incredible defence and consistency. On average, they made around 35% less mistakes than their opponents in the 20 hours that we watched. And in the match we played against them, they only made 6 mistakes compared to our 22. But these are attributes you'd expect from any top pair. In our opinion, their defence and consistency isn't what makes them the world's best. They're just the world-class basics that you need. And this is another tip. We can all work on getting these basics better in order to improve our overall performance.
You can apply this philosophy off the court too. Something you'll all probably do every day, whether you're studying or working, is typing. And if you can type faster, then you'll get more work done and maybe free up more time to play badminton so you can become more like Zheng and Huang. So, if you want to watch a great class to help you type faster, then we'd recommend checking out Skillshare, who are kindly sponsoring this video. We've used this typing class by Ali Abdal to significantly improve our typing speed. and he actually recommends a website on the class called 10fastfingers.com if you want to put your typing speed to the test. After lots of practice, Jenny is now officially a pro. We've watched so many classes on Skillshare, helping us to improve other fundamental life skills, like public speaking to try and improve our YouTube videos, as Skillshare is a great online learning platform with thousands of inspiring classes.
And great news, the first 1,000 people to sign up using our link get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare where you can watch as many of these classes as you like. And if you decide it's not for you during this period, you can cancel without paying anything. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, then again, use our link in the description below to get a 1-month free trial. And thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video.
Now, reason number 5 Zheng and Huang are so good is because of their speed, especially Zheng. Let's just say he's the Usain Bolt of badminton. This speed enables him to play shots that might get him in trouble, but because he's so fast, it often doesn't matter. So, trying to improve your own speed around the court will not only help you to get more shots back, but also help you to be earlier to shots to give you more chances to win the point. I mean, we remember watching our match back against him, and he jumped from his forehand mid-court to his round-the-head corner in pretty much one movement.
And if you're looking for some ways to improve your speed, we've actually done an entire video on this, which we'll link in the description below. We've also done a detailed analysis of our match against Zheng and Huang on Patreon. So if you're interested in getting access to that, plus a monthly match analysis of our Patreon members, monthly update videos, and our friendly Discord server to chat with us and other like-minded people, then again, we'll include a link in the description below for you.
A quick update. A week after we filmed this video, Zheng and Huang actually lost 23-21 in the 3rd set of their 8th tournament. So maybe they're just almost unbeatable. But still, I'm sure we'd all happily take winning 7 tournaments in a row. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please smash the subscribe button. If you haven't already, then drop into our next video where we'll serve up some more badminton insight. Bye.